everybody, it's Natalie, and I'm here today to show you how to make one of these fluffy 3D and really cute flower. Here's the card that I made earlier today using one of those flowers. Isn't that cute? I think it's super cute. Alright, so for this you're gonna need one of these scissors. I don't know what they're called, but you know, they give you different shape for the edge that you cut out. And you're gonna need some paper. I recommend some type of really thin and easy to manipulate paper because yeah, you want to rough it up and wrinkle it and make it all fluffy. So I don't think it's gonna work with cardstock. I even think about using really thin copy paper, stamp a whole bunch of images on it, giving it some texture, and then make the flower out of it. Or even tissue paper. I think anything would work as long as it's thin. Okay, so let's get started. I'm using my 1-inch punch to get started. I'm just going to pick an area on the, well, this sheet of paper, I used it, I ripped it off from a yellow page. So it has like a lot of text and a lot of colors on it, so it's really covered for my flower because I want it to be colorful and having a lot of interest. I most likely would use one of these flowers for some type of focal point in the card or my scrapbook project. Okay, so I'm punching out a 1-inch circle, and I'm gonna go around the edge using my scallop edge. And you don't have to be perfect about this. Okay, for this one it's a little hard because like you don't want to cut too much into the circle. So I'm just kind of ripping off some of the excess paper here. Okay, so here is the circle. I'm gonna use some brad. You can use bigger one. You can use you can even put a button in the middle of the flower later, but I find this easier. I'm gonna choose a red one. So here, I'm gonna find the center of the circle, push the brad through. Here you go. And now, watch this. I'm gonna go to my sheet of paper, looking for an area that I think would look good to be the next layer of the flower. Push the brad through, like this. And now cut around, because this is the only way I would know that the next circle is going to be slightly bigger. So go ahead and cut around it. And this is much easier now. And this scissor is working great. I can even go around one more time to make sure that it's just a little bit bigger, because I do want to use a lot of layers on this card. Okay, so you can see it's slightly bigger. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Go to the next layer and cut around it just a little bit bigger. And the fact that you use the brad already and you push the brad through to figure out, you know exactly where to cut, how much bigger you can cut, leaving, I say, 1/4 of an inch. Here you go, you see? So for this flower I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers, because I really want it to be fluffy. You can continue doing this. Continue cutting until you feel like your flowers is big enough. You can stop at any point and the flower will still look good as long as it's more than 3 layers. And you can choose whatever color to be the next layer. And I alternate the dark and light color just so each layer would stand out. And for my case, because I want my flour to be really fluffy, and I know that I'm going to be going on and on until there's like 10 layers, I will cut the next circle just a tiny bit bigger than the previous one. Alright, so for the sake of showing you this, I'm just taking the bread off. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, right? I'm gonna crumble it up to give it some texture. Okay. Carefully open them. Be very careful not to rip off your paper. I guess it's okay if you rip it off a little bit. It's just going to be looking even more distressed. Okay, so where's my bread? Okay, here we go. Put them back. Pushing through the hole that you already made earlier, because you know that's the center of the circle. Okay, so now you already see that it has more texture. So you would push the bread through wherever you want it to be, or you could even locked it up already. And now all you have to do is to flip it up a little to give it that 3D look. And here you go. Did you like it? Thank you for watching, you guys. Thank you. Bye.